why are you taking his bike? He did nothing.
Yeah, right.
And then he was working on trying to kick me out forever.
Can't do that for Can't do that for asking a question. Are they trying to like scare him?
I don't know. But trying to get me on bullshit.
What'd they say?
They're trying to kick me out forever.
Why?
Because I simply asked, I was interfering with his investigation. Because I simply asked, why are you taking his bike?
He can't take his bike.
Run up on it.
And put him in there with the dog?
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Well, there's a door in between.
That's so fucked up. Huh? I know, bro.
Wait, so what did he say that made him put him in there?
He simply asked, I was not riding my bike. I knew you would harass me if you saw me on my bike. That's why I dipped down and threw it over the fence. And he was like, that's it, get in my car.
It's okay, dude. They'll give him like a ticket or something, bro. Some bullshit, like always.
This will be my second ticket this week.
He said disturbing the peace? Okay. We're disturbed. How you doing? Good. Just recording it?
Yeah.
Why are you recording? I accidentally stopped at a truck because they wanted me to record it.
Yeah, because shit happens nowadays. You can never know.
Yep. They can't do shit about me doing it either.
You're 18?
I am 17.
Yeah, you're going to jail. You're under arrest.
Oh, that's awesome. You're right. Yeah, at least keep it loose.
And let me remind you, anybody else who wants to run their mouth is going to have the same thing happen to them.
Hey, can you go call my dad real quick?
Stuff, okay?
After this?
Yeah. This is
You'll be fine.
Come get him.
Ask a simple question.
If anything, drive my truck to my house.
Get back.
He's taking my truck to my house.
He can do that, but let us do what we got to do here. We're going to do our job. Just run up on us. Okay, I asked you to leave once, okay, didn't I? Yeah, you're obstructing me. Now leave. It's that simple. Thank you.
We have more cuffs.
We have more.
I know you do. I've been arrested, dude. It don't scare me.
That's fine. That's obvious.
Please, I will get out tomorrow on bail.
Okay.
I'm sitting here calling the same thing. That's all my life. I don't give a fuck about police. Fuck the police. Fuck the co-workers. Fuck the judge.
It's my gum.
it's my gum.
Thank you. I love my minty gum.
Pretty good, ain't it, Vivi?
Call my dad. You have his number, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, come on. Hey, you be recording this shit all the time. Love you, babe.
Love you.
Anything I can do for you?
No.
Because if you obstruct me, I'm going to arrest you too.
I'm just recording. I'm not doing anything.
Feel free.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm video recording all the stuff.
I do not give one.
Why is he getting arrested?
I don't know. They said, oh, what age are you? Oh, 17. You're arrested.
His name's 17?
No. I love you, Kevin.
What? That's Archer's. He said if you obstruct me, I'm gonna.
Watch, this is why people distrust police. Cops arrest teen for asking questions. Michigan cops arrest a youth for riding a bicycle, then arrest his friend when he questions why, and threatens to arrest others if they run their mouth. By Jack Burns. June 5, 2017. Niles MI. When the Niles skate park was built, according to some residents, the impression they got from the fundraisers put in place to help construct it, was that bicycles would be allowed. The town reportedly sold T-shirts with bikes on the front to help construct the skate park. But after construction, somewhere along the way, bikers became an unwelcome presence at the town's skate park, so police were called in. Both skateboarding and BMX biking are Olympic sports, and any town should be proud of having a teenage population desiring to pursue their sport, possibly even making it to the Olympics. But not Niles. Biking in the skate park isn't wanted, and offenders are often given hundreds of dollars in tickets, with one resident reporting saying he'd amassed nearly $700 in fines for skating and biking infractions. Evidence of just how serious the apparent aggravation bikers posed to police was documented last week when two young men, one a minor, were arrested by Niles police. According to an email we received from Niles Police Chief Jim Millen, OFC Daniel observed a subject riding a bike inside the skate park, which is a violation of skate park rules. When OFC Daniel attempted to make contact with the young man about removing his bike from the skate park, he, the minor, and another subject identified as Mr. Fadake began yelling and cursing loudly, creating a disturbance. Chief Millen said, there were other people using the skate park, many of which were children and young adults. Both subjects were warned to stop their disturbances but continued. Mr. Fadake was identified as being an adult while the other subject was a 14-year-old minor. Mr. Fadake was arrested for disturbing the peace and the minor was turned over to his parents. Mr. Fadake posted a $50 bond and was released. Image, http://pixel.watch/QT7. Both officers are veteran police officers, with Chief Millen saying, OFC Daniel has been with the department for 10 years and Lieutenant Fitz was with the department for 27 years, since retired. Apparently Lieutenant Fitz is working while in retirement, it seems, which is commonplace for pensioned officers who want to stay busy. Read more. Innocent man tackled and arrested for filming cops choke a young man for biking on the sidewalk. Haley Textor, Fadake's girlfriend, recorded the drama on her cell phone as her friends were being arrested at the skate park for biking and asking questions. From the video, the teens can be heard discussing how a young man was arrested, and placed in the back of a squad car, seated next to the cops aggressively barking attack dog, with only a divider separating the two. Textor wrote in her Facebook post describing the incident. So today the cops came and arrested someone for being on their bike and Gibby politely asked them why they were arresting the boy. So they arrested Gibson for disturbing the peace, which first they didn't read him his Miranda rights. Second, they said that if you talk back you will also get arrested, which is against freedom of speech. After Fadake says he asked the cops why his friend was being detained, he too was arrested. The unidentified officer asked Fadake how old he was, to which he replied, 17. The officer then told him he was going to jail for obstructing his investigation and disturbing the peace, which is in line with what Chief Millen told us. But it's what one of the officers said which has some questioning if the youth's freedom of speech may have been infringed upon. The police officer told the watching crowd of teens, "Let me remind you, anybody else who wants to run their mouth is going to have the same thing happen to them." It's unclear as to what the officer was referring. Was he speaking of the allegations of using profanity, or was he discussing simply challenging their authority? Those questions remain unanswered. Read more. Innocent man tackled and arrested for filming cops choke a young man for biking on the sidewalk. We, at the Free Thought Project, looked for run their mouth in the Michigan Criminal Code and could not locate where it was a crime to do so. The officer continued barking orders at the villainous bikers. "You're obstructing me. I asked you to leave, now leave." "We have more cuffs," the officer told the youth who were on a public sidewalk or on public park property, again not criminal. While many of the town's residents support their local police, as well they should, what they might not be aware of is the practice of ticketing skaters and bikers translates into big money for some police departments. In other words, cops all across the country often target bikers and skaters for ticketing so they can bring in more money for their departmental budgets. "If you obstruct me, I'm going to arrest you, too," the officer barked at Tech's door, just before she stopped recording. Small towns all across the country are surrounded with big city problems, opiate addictions and related violent crimes, yet these cops cannot solve a simple problem of sharing skate parks with skateboarders and bikers alike. Instead of helping to create and craft a solution to a crowded skate park, the police department appears more than willing to help cycling teens start out their adulthood with a criminal record, instead of inspiring them towards Olympic gold. No wonder, as the teens see the police cart off their friends to jail, they turn and say, "FK the police." It's precisely that type of sentiment which needs to change. Police departments need to work on restoring trust instead of giving reasons for the public to resent them. Read more. Innocent man tackled and arrested for filming cops choke a young man for biking on the sidewalk. If the one teen who started the problem by riding his bike in the skate park was a minor, and would not be arrested, then why place him in the back of the squad car, beside a trained attack dog, unless of course the placement was done to intimidate and scare the kid into submission to park rules. The other youth, who knew he was a minor, may not have reacted in the way they did as a result. Again, it's about preventing crime and not creating criminals because someone questions an officer's actions. The officer's behavior did not go unnoticed by Officer Dominic Izzo, candidate for Cook County, IL Sheriff, who posted his reaction to the video on his Facebook page. Izzo quoted the officer's threats to arrest the youth for exercising their rights to free speech. "Nice threat to violate their free speech. Anyone else, who wants to run their mouth is going to have the same thing happen to them. These cops are embarrassments." Izzo is well aware of how toxic crooked cops can be to a police department and a community. In an exclusive with the Free Thought Project, Izzo called out his police chief, George Filenko, for being inept, threatening, bullying, and sending innocent people to prison. He's suing Filenko and the village of Round Lake Park, Illinois for knowingly violating all officers' rights to privacy when it was discovered their body cameras were recording 24/7, and caught several officers in compromising and intimate situations. As TFTP has documented, police encounters with skaters and bikers can become hazardous to citizens' health who choose to exercise their rights to engage in sporting activities around cops with a chip on their shoulder. One Baltimore cop was eventually fired, after a 5-year investigation, for slamming a kid on the ground after the skateboarder referred to him as dude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.